CS is one of the major surgeries around the abdomen area, so I literally thought I would die out of pain. Wait. I just washed my braids, they're still moist. And I'm dealing with allergies. Do you guys struggle with allergies? It's springtime now and it's a struggle. I'm just gonna hold this hair up and then be right back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Martha, in case this is your first time on my channel, and I do videos on beauty, lifestyle and motherhood. Thank you so much for the love you showed on my birth story. It was not easy to get to the point where I was ready to share it, so thank you so much for the love, and I thank you also so much for the much that you have shared about your own journey. I really appreciate all the messages. I read all your comments. I read all of them and I appreciate it. Just keep them coming. I love to read from you guys, and I love to hear your opinions, and thank you so much for the love, for sharing, for those who tag me on Instagram. I really love to see it, and it encourages me, of course. So on today's video, guys, I want to help upcoming moms. I also want to share with moms. I know that most of you are actually mummies on my channel, on my followers, on my most of my subscribers are mummies, and I really love that. You know, obviously I appreciate everyone on my channel, but it is so good also to hear from people who are, you know, have been through it and are going through it with me. And the topic is actually how to deal with CS. Okay, so what happens after CS, what to expect, tips on how to deal with it, everything that comes after the cesarean section. Okay, so first and foremost, what you're going to experience is pain. Yeah, we all agree that birth, whichever mode of birth, is very painful, but I feel I have gone through both modes of birth, the vaginal birth and the cesarean section birth, and to be honest, both are painful, but CS is longer painful, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so to be honest, I feel like, I guess CS is very painful. It is more painful because the vaginal birth, yes, you are in pain, but after birth most of that pain goes. But with the CS is like after birth, most of the pain now comes actually when the narcotics start to wear off, which is the anesthesia that you get for the CS, for the surgery. When that wears off, the pain is going to be out of this world. The pain, whoa, let me tell you, everything is painful. Trying to sit up is painful, trying to walk is painful. You cannot even like laugh, you can't, I don't know, you can't cough, sneezing, hey. Especially now, I think people who suffer from this allergy, the pollen grains allergy, right now when spring is coming, I don't know how you're going to handle it. You best prepare those antihistamines very well, because you can't dare to sneeze after a CS. Like, you have to hold everything, you know, you have to really hold everything so that you're able to, you know, sneeze without pain. Keep taking your pain medicine. So in most cases you're going to get the narcotic, the like really strong pain medicine in for the first night and the second. I personally, I think I took for 4 nights. If I'm not wrong, I got them for 4 nights because it was so much, guys. I already told you in the birth vlog that I actually started feeling pain while they were stitching me up, so they actually had to add more pain medication. but I really felt so much pain even after. I am not the kind of person who even takes like normal pain medication on a normal day. I prefer to wait it out or maybe try other ways, but taking medication is not my thing really. But this time, that like the pain was unbearable. I literally thought I would die out of pain. I kept asking for that narcotic. Up to a point I was actually scared that I would get addicted. I don't know how fast you can get addicted, but I was actually scared. Even I was googling, hey, I don't want to get addicted. And I was also concerned if it's safe for the baby, because obviously I was breastfeeding, but the nurse told me anything you get from at the hospital after giving birth is safe for a breastfeeding mom. I was transferred to, guys, I was actually transferred. I think you saw this in my stories on Instagram, around that time that I was supposed to give birth. I think you guys saw a story of me in an ambulance. So the reason was that it was not an emergency or anything. It's just that my baby needed medical treatment, and the hospital where I gave birth, they do not have a kids unit, so we were transferred to another kind of major hospital, so where we stayed for another like 3 to 4 days. Yeah, so that was the transfer you saw, and not any kind of an emergency. What I'm saying is, like, in that new hospital, the nurses were well, I think, you know, giving narcotics. I myself, being a nurse, you're careful with giving narcotics. You just don't like dish out narcotic anyhow. So I noticed they were kind of resistant to actually giving me this medication, but I insisted because honestly it was painful. Like, I don't have a history with narcotics or any pain medication, so I think they considered that. I asked for that pain med because I needed it. Yeah, so after those first few days, I now went to taking the normal pain medication, and up to when I went home I was still needing it because CS is hella painful for a hella long time. Yeah, so you're going to expect pain, so take your medication and do not wait for it to wear out so that you can add more. Yeah, you're going to experience pain and it's normal. So if you feel some kind of like abnormal pain, like maybe lightheadedness or maybe a very hot-ish pain around your abdomen, then you need to contact your doctor. But for the normal pain, then you're good to go with your normal pain medication when you're at home. CS is one of the major surgeries around the abdomen area, so it takes time to heal. It is painful and it's normal. So guys, after the pain, the other thing that you're going to feel is possibly disappointment. Yeah, we are happy when we receive our babies, guys, but if this is not the mode of birth that you had chosen or hoped for, you might feel disappointed, and it's actually a normal feeling. Personally, I did feel a bit disappointed at the fact that up to the point where they did the surgery on me, I was disappointed that it did not happen the natural way. And the reason that I was disappointed is because a natural birth is just easier to heal. It's really easier to heal. Up a few days after birth, you're up and you know, doing the normal stuff, whereas with the CS it takes more time to heal. So for me, that was like the disappointment. You know, I also don't like dealing with wounds, and with the CS obviously you have a wound and a scar, so I was disappointed, honestly. But after everything happened and I got my baby, then I was relieved. You know, for me the disappointment wore off pretty fast once I got my baby and I saw that he's fine. About my scar and my wound, I was like, okay, I'm going to go through this pain, it doesn't matter as long as I have my child. I was just simply grateful. As for partners women whose wives go through this, Your work is to actually encourage your lady, your wife, the mother to your child, and tell them they have done a great job, and yeah, and that they are strong, because honestly we are strong, you know. The most important thing is that you actually give birth to that child, no matter which mode of birth you used. The other thing that you're going to deal with is obviously the wound. The wound does not stay open. Obviously they stitch you up, or they staple you, or they use strips. Personally, I was stitched up, and then they put a bandage on that incision, and then another bigger bandage on top of that. So the first night I did not take a shower. I was the nurse helped me to clean up on the bedside. The second day I went to the bathroom and also washed up. No shower yet. I think from the third night is when I felt ready. From the third night is when I felt ready to you know, go to the shower. You're allowed to shower as long as you use a mild soap. Just run water through the wound, and then just pat it dry. Okay, don't scrub or anything, just let water run through. Then after that you can change the bandage. So, and also do not do anything with the wound, because most of the time they use the stitches that they use to stitch you up, yeah, I think they just dissolve by themselves. And if you are going to need the stitches taken out, obviously you don't do that by yourself. You either go back to your gyna, to your doctor, or the midwife does it for you at home, which was my case. No, my own actually were the dissolving ones. So the only thing that we did after like 2 weeks is just take off the bandage, and then I could like shower normally as usual. It was taken out 2 weeks after, because I felt so sensitive on that spot that I didn't want her you know, taking it off earlier. So what you're just going to be careful for is when it bleeds too much, like if you see fresh blood, then something could be wrong. If you see pus coming out of there, something could be wrong. And if you feel like so much heat around that area, or like redness around it, then you have to consult your doctor. Apart from that, just shower as usual. Do not use soap or scrub it too hard on that spot, and you're going to be good to go. At around 6 weeks after the CS, you should be feeling so much better. The other thing you might ask yourself is, when should I start walking around? And I feel like this is individual, but personally I gave birth at around 9 p.m. and that same night, around between midnight and 1 a.m. they had come to take out my catheter, because obviously when you're going to the surgery, they do you know, give you the catheter, because you can't feel anything from your waist down. Yeah, so the nurse came in and helped me to sit by the bedside and then just freshen up before I slept. So that is an activity that you can do. It's so painful, but it's necessary, because you have to keep you know, you have to keep moving, you know, you have to be active. So on the second day, they might also try to help you sit down by the bedside, maybe even stand, maybe even walk to the toilet. Obviously at some point you are going to need to go to the toilet, because you're drinking lots of water, because first you've lost a lot of blood, and second you're breastfeeding, so you actually need a lot of water to, you know, just to keep hydrating yourself. So at some point you're going to need to go to the toilet. They are going to help you there. Please do not stand by your own, especially the first time after surgery. Those are some of the activities you can do. Maybe just walk a few meters with your baby, like pushing your baby on the bed. Mostly the hospital beds for the babies are pushable, so you can, you know, walk around a little bit in the unit with your baby, going to the toilet, going to maybe the kitchen. Just a few steps here and there. At home you can maybe go walk, like when you feel ready to, you can take walks, maybe just walk around the house as well. Take walks outside whenever you feel ready. Just keep moving, because you're also going to be avoiding blood clots like that. So if you're still in bed, they're going to give you, so you're going to get anticoagulants just to keep your blood flowing and to avoid blood clots, because those are dangerous, guys. Another thing, guys, is it's just crazy, but you're going to feel contractions after birth. So the contractions do not end after birth, especially after the first time pregnancy. You don't feel them as much, but the from the second time giving birth, you're going to feel them more intensively. Why? Because your womb is going to need more energy to contract than the first time. You know, the first time the womb muscles are still, you know, we're good, but the second time they're going to need more, because it's stretched out again, and it's going to need much more energy and pressure to contract back again, especially when you're breastfeeding. Yeah, you feel that mostly when you are breastfeeding, that the contractions are coming in and they are quite painful. Some women do not actually experience this, but let me know in the comment section if you felt them. I really did feel them intensively the second round. The other thing, guys, is a bowel movement. We all know that you need to poop after surgery, especially, or just plain after birth. You need your bowel moving. That is why you need either stool softeners, medicine that make your stool soft, in order for you not to have a hard time going to poop, because if your poop is hard, hey, you can't afford that pain, especially if it's a CS wound. You don't need anything putting pressure on that spot, because you don't want your stitches bursting open, and also to avoid the pain. So the softer the stool, the easier it is and painless it is to pass stool. So either you take a stool softeners, or just plain eat healthy, lots of veggies and fruits, and loads of water, loads of water. Another thing, guys, is obviously bleeding. Everybody bleeds after birth. Whether you had CS or whether you had vaginal birth, you are going to bleed as hell. For CS birth, it's a bit less, especially if you did not go through labor. Unfortunately, I went through labor and CS at the same time, which is actually really mean. But you're going to bleed, so you're going to need the big pads, or like whatever it is that you're going to use, in order not to, you know, for the blood not to leak. Some people bleed for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, some people for 1 or 2, some people for even longer. It just depends, but nevertheless, you're going to bleed whether you had whichever kind of birth mode, because where the placenta was attached to the womb, when the placenta is born, it leaves a wound, you get? So this is what is bleeding, the wound that is left when the placenta is born. So, and that needs to heal. So yes, you're bleeding because there's a wound in your womb. Plain black, period. Another thing that is rarely talked about is that you cannot have sex for a while. Yep, until your doctor gives you the go ahead. Most of the time they actually say around 6 weeks, I think. Yeah, around 6 weeks is when we go back to the gyna, for the gyna to check if everything is healing properly. So yeah, no sex, and it's yeah. Actually, I think for women at that time, you're so busy taking care of the child and healing your body that you don't even think about that. I don't know how it is for men. I don't know how it is for men. I don't know. Can you just let me know? How did your men like react to not having intercourse for so long? I hear some men are not understanding enough, but also we have men that are actually so understanding. There's actually something else that I personally did not know about, and I would love for you to maybe try it out in case it helps you. It is the belly band, a belly band. So there's a specific band that women wear around the belly after giving birth, whether CS or normal birth, but it just helps to, you know, keep things together. I personally felt like with the normal birth, the natural birth, okay, why am I saying normal? Because both of them are actually normal, you know, they are both normal. It's just the difference is not this natural birth and this CS birth, okay? So now with the natural birth, I felt like my body was dissected into two. Like I was walking and I felt like my lower abdomen was like not even part of my upper. Does that even make sense? Wow. Okay, I felt like from my waist down everything was falling as I was walking, whereas okay, the second time I didn't feel that. I did feel it a little bit, but not as strongly as with the natural birth. So this belly band is supposed to keep things tied together, make you feel a bit more safer, and help with the healing process, you know, putting your body back to you know, the organs back in place. Why am I even laughing? Okay. Which is something you could consider. I did not do it the second time, and I wish I did. Actually, I really wish I did. If I find an Amazon link, I'm going to also link it in the description bar, so definitely check it out. And yeah, if you have any more tips that helped you after your CS or even normal birth that helped you heal easier and faster, please share them in the comment section, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.